Hey, I'm gonna play, yeah, I'll try a match. Oh no, I closed it. Yeah, I played Predecessor for a little while. I played it when it was, initially launched. How about you? Have you played any Predecessor? I've been new hyper focus. Haven't played League for 2 weeks because of it. That's cool. Yeah. I'm afraid to share my honesty because I don't want to distort your enjoyment. Um, and it bothers me a little bit that so many people come to me seeking hype from Predecessor, and I wish I had more to give them. Um, in my truthful opinion, I don't think they have a game. I think they have a space with characters, and that's fair to say. That's my opinion, and it has to stay there. It's also fair to say that it's not beneficial if I share this with people who are excited about what they're doing. So that's just where I am at as a human. And I can't really. I'm trying so hard to be better than I think where I am, rather than just allowing where I am to be okay. So I've avoided answering chat and talking to people because the sequence for streaming, not all the time, but sometimes there are these gaps where like Fortnite was an example that a lot of people were super excited about Fortnite. I wasn't so interested on it. So so you think it feels like a shadow or a husk of what Paragon was? Uh, yes, comma. I don't feel like Paragon got far enough to feel finished, you know, or got to where I was super happy with it anyways. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the information I just fed you. I answered your question, but I gave you nothing. So, I just personally to share a little bit more so that we can have fun is that I I want to see more fluid movement in what they wanted Paragon to be. Like, I think there was this idea of we're going to create a MOBA, right? But then you have what we'll just call Fortnite on top of it. It's really Paragon with each other characters, but the cameraing, everything screams Epic Games and screams Fortnite, you know, when it comes down to the build angle and everything like that. So what you need to do for those two things, I don't think will ever be truthfully compatible from a perceptional standpoint. You will always be looking over the backside of a character. So there's all this space between you and that person, and then you have things like walls and interruptions, and then signaling to your teammates while in the midst of the moment is another category that Predecessor has a struggle with. And I don't mean pings, I mean physical action in the game. And so if you want to know why I'm not so happy with Predecessor, your mistakes stem from like a singular footstep that you would have taken at the fountain, and there's no other. There are points in the game that it reaches where you as an individual have nothing to really do except for wait till something else plays out. And those are the kind of things that I would like to like look at and address and just go ahead and make it a lot more fun. And the reason I'm not so vocal about trying to connect with them is I've been wanting to destroy the whole thing they made and start over for like a really long time. I like the concept, and everything after that I just have not been happy with. You know, the art has been amazing, and the character design is all beautiful and stuff. But that comes after the section I'm talking about. I'm talking about like right in here where, you know, hey, we're gonna have this game and we're gonna do these things and we'd like to have this and we'd like to have that. Like that's where I want it to be, to help these people or to steer this, you know, in the direction that I say help, but like help is starting to become a self-defined thing, you know, for in my world at least. I'm so I have this thing that I look at called human design, and I refer to it in these type of scenarios because I could just say I'm open. But that always sounded so strange to me. I never quite got like what that meant. But when I look at this graph, it says like, you know, most of my body is just empty. There's no energy in there. There's something there, but it's open to like whatever, you know. You want to go get ice cream? Sure, I'll end the stream right now. Let's go. You know, like there's not there's nothing limiting those things except for I have some lines in that code that speak on logic, and they speak on like essentially self-preservation, which is beginning to really like the human design chart that I am. And I don't think, and I say that when I used to hear someone else say that statement, I used to think that means I must not be able to like who I am if they like who they are. Which is a weird scenario to be in. And there might be some truth to that, but I don't want to focus on that, and would rather stem on the fact that this thing called human design really led me forward in a beautiful way that gave me more acceptance of who I was as a person without even knowing it, and without even having someone else relay, confirm, command, demand, insist, insinuate. None of those things were shot at me because I got to go to essentially a book and read what this book said is in alignment with me. And you know, it's a website, but you get what I'm saying. I was able to gather information at my own pace, and there's something about that no matter what pace you're at, when you get it from a person, there's a lot more in there. There's emotional investment, there's outside influence, there's what they really want that they aren't telling you. There's like, you know, these things exist everywhere. And so when it came down to Predecessor and all, it just, I don't know. I've given a lot of energy to that game, to that company, to the people, not necessarily to one-on-one to all the people there, but just the environment. Or Auricly, which is all I know how to do. Like that's what's been so frustrating in my life is people get mad at me for not walking in a straight line for a longer period of time, and I keep telling them, what line are you asking me to walk? Because the only one they are at, the reason they're mad is because I'm not walking the line they are asking me to walk. It has nothing to do with whether I did the right thing or wrong thing for myself, and everything to do with I did not do what they were asking, you know? Nothing is a strong word because this doesn't really exist. There's always something. Strong as in weak because strength is illusion and perception and momentary. Okay, let's double check this here. Got the Guardian node open. And let's see, I'm gonna play some games here. If there's lag, let me know. Oh, there's a little lag. Latency in this, just so you know, I'm requesting your visual assistance if you have it. It's gonna look like what you just saw, and it's so difficult to see. Latency in League of Legends comes from you clicking and your character moves later. Your mouse clicks don't seem to be delayed, but your character's reactions are there. Oh no, I just opened up something else. That one misclick. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a flashback. Okay, so when I was younger, I used to game, and there was lag, and I used to have to game through the lag. And that's so crazy. I have another tweet to send.
Shut down.
Wow, all the frames in the world from the monitors aren't going to matter. I mean, they do matter. They make an impact, and we're very grateful for the benefit that they bring to us. But what I mean is, we've passed a point where frames are only matter if we're missing any. Which is a statement that can never be proved, finished, or completed, because how many times do you want to zoom in?
Has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Wow, the delay. Interesting. It's so fascinating how League of Legends actually is played and how much of it is perception, because the moment that I would have wanted to go for that. Okay, if you're still here, I forget who was I talking to. Oh, Celtic Squid. If you're still here, let me know, because I'll share. This is a strange. I've never really looked at League this way, but if you can remember for just a moment, hard lot going on here. I don't want to miss. Oh, I wasn't walking. That's painfully bad. Oh, you moved. We thread the needle. But this whole entire game is based on capitalizing on mistakes rather than actually making any future. So it means that your time spent here, theoretically, is only going backwards. You're never creating a better life for yourself the more League of Legends that you play. How crazy is that? Because it's not teaching you to. It's only teaching you to stand still in defense. I wanted to go for that, but it was going to cost me more than I wanted to spend. Wow. It's revealing to me the real game, because any action that I want to take that is, like I want to go for that player and this doesn't look like much there. But from an energetic standpoint, from me, Fizzor, the Caitlyn character who's channeled into that being, taking one more footstep forward does make an impact, because this person already feels fear. And I found it interesting that with the connection thing going on, I clicked it and it didn't do anything. Like as if someone was standing there energetically already. So there was nowhere for me to go. But this is so freaking revealing. Like if you were part of like the upper, I don't know what you'd call it, like cyber FBI team, I probably would have given you all the information you already have. But oh, that killed me. I was hoping to live with one. That taught me something too. I walked into that scenario knowing that I wanted to bait it, but I didn't have to be more bait than I already was. But there's no. This is the problem of League, like we say problem, but it's also the reason why it's been so successful, is that there's no tell sign for that person acknowledges that I am bait at the moment. And that's why it created such fan base and overall fandom. It stems from the darkness of the willingness of the action that occurs. And most of the people don't really know that. They think that it's just like a friendly game that you look at above, but it's actually extremely sinister in that to get a kill, you have to take an action that's unwarranted. Period. You know, and I'll try my best to find the ones that aren't. But I guess that's from my standpoint.
An ally has been slain.
Which means it has to be from everyone's. Not logically, but if I have a feeling, that means that it's out there in the world and other people can have access to it. So it exists for everyone. Hi, Hitty. You know, to finish my point even further, I don't have to. But if you wanted to make League of Legends more competitive, there would be the ability to clash. Like, I need to be able to use my net, and everything has to counter each other. Would be the only way to do it, and then you would reformulate all of your heroes to be more reflective of all the zodiac sign potential outcomes. Essentially, it would become more like people on the earth. And then through that, you've got yourself the
Shut down. Enemy killing spree.
In another way to phrase it, you can accrue a lot of sin really fast through playing League of Legends.
Enemy killing spree. Shut down.
But it really depends on how I was gonna say it depends on how sensitive you are. The only thing that depends with is how willing you are to agree with my statement. Other than that, there's nothing that I said that was wrong.
Killing spree. Has been slain. Rampage. Double kill. Has destroyed a turret.
No.
Enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Even my errors are accurate.
An enemy has been slain.
It's impossible for me not have been precise as I am.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Okay. Looks like we end the League of Legends game here.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
I think League is potentially making so much money because of how willing. There's something here about how willing they've created an environment to skip the line, and so there's like a karmic payout in being able to do so. I don't know how to quite phrase it a little better yet. And that's the whole business model of League of Legends. The rest is illusion. Which is everything with life, you know, so don't let that deter you from... that statement can really fuck. Who's in game? I'm gonna switch to jungle. The jungle. You're always bait. Yeah, the whole thing. You're just this whole game is bait. That's for sure. Like even when you're strong, you're the bait. Like Kog'Maw is a direct Kate counter in that he just pressed. Yeah, it is really hard. But if I get a good trap and a good start, that's where I'll share this because we're on the topic. But I like running Dark Harvest for the fact that if I can get some Dark Harvest pops on characters early or throughout the game, it actually makes some of the scenarios where someone is supposed to. This is the reason why, and it's. I think that it's a thing that is wrong and on some levels. So as I grow as a human being, like the way that I navigate through my life, I plan on changing. And the thing that I was sharing here is I run Dark Harvest not because I believe it's always going to be stronger, but because I believe it creates the disparity potential between a win and a loss on characters that have matches up like you're describing to be even closer. So outside influence is required less, There's less outside influence required for success, and it causes the person that has to make. In this League of Legends is all about making the action that you don't want to, and there's a reason in this era of life that we're in for you to not have to take that action. So League in itself is going to get a drastic overhaul because the karmic lesson that it's trying to teach is no longer in alignment with what the Earth wants. And there may be a few years before we get to the point I'm speaking about. So, I mean, technically it happens like now. It has already happened and is always happening. But I think when you see it roll out, will take a little time. There's still a lot of fandom that needs to kind of clear out before they can evacuate this particular space. And I think the way they're going to try to do that is transfer your Riot Games fandom into another sector so that they can energetically let go of League of Legends, transfer it to a mobile game, and the human beings on Earth that have been acting as the vessels for the servers will finally have some reprieve. And if there's a lot that goes into this because I'm not there in the room for the hearing, you know, but there's a lot of parts. There's people that were involved. There's actions that were taken. It almost is like dissolving the company, but then going to be a reformation is kind of what I'm getting. New, not necessarily new leadership in terms of their overarching ideas, but yes, new leadership in the fact that I think from here forward, Riot Games will operate more similarly to a university or public base. And that's going to be the end of it. Like we will forever. That's where it will be because there's the sheer volume it's accrued is demanding that they adjust. Yeah, I'll go. I didn't even read everything. Yeah, that's good. I've seen Lethality Cade's pretty good. Freak. Yeah, I think this may be the season he goes to. Yeah. They may put Freak into like I think it's time he's earned his retirement in many ways. You know what's crazy is he was once a player. His story will definitely pave way for the future of people because he started as a player and then became a caster and then worked for the company and then transitioned into the video sector of things to give you guys like the spotlights, you know? But then with that there's that will be I think the storyline that they want someone to go through, you know? Player first to long life of work to then being a retired individual who is now a fan. And it's like we've just interjected esports in where the school system used to be. And they won't say that because the uproar and the tension doesn't help.
Minions have spawned.
Every action in League of Legends, every mouse, this is the financial option for how much League of Legends should cost an individual to play per second is inside of the definition in the server between the connection between your movement and your click. When you click and your character doesn't move, you should be paid. If you click and your character moves, you should have to pay for that. Because you already are, and people don't know it. See right there, I should receive some type of compensated payment because I made a lot of inputs in this section that for a brief second did not get counted, and that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, you know, kind of thing. Number could be off, but okay. Hopefully that's a really good clip. If somebody in the chat wants to try to clip that, I don't know if you can. But that's exactly what the direction for League of Legends.
First blood. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
This is incorrect, but it's gonna be right.
You have slain an enemy.
You don't know how to clip, so it's okay. I pressed the button. So. Content. This is a. It seemed like a little, like a minuscule statement. In some ways, it is, but it's the that is what someone who's gonna walk into a business meeting wants to know.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Killing spree.
Let's see if I can find it. I've created. Here you go. I'll listen to it after. I'm really interested to find out if it. I'll go back in and that's one that I want to personally clip and make sure that it lands on the internet because the information is so valuable. It's like so high in value that.
An ally has been slain.
But not to most people. You see how late that was?
An ally has been slain.
Nothing to jump to. Oh. I messed up.
Enemy
Damn.
killing spree. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Slain.
Oh no, dude. Oh. I got the dragon.
You have been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Okay, let's see if this clip is here. Because you already are, and people don't know it. Their edit. There's only update. See right there, I should receive some type of compensated payment because I made a lot of inputs in this section that for a brief second did not get counted, and that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. I'll have to go back and got the answer I wanted. That I'm gonna put a little. I'll put a little bit more extra work to get the clip exactly right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what's happening in League of Legends. Whoa. It's so wild. I wanna look at that. I'm gonna clip that again. Did you see it? I feel I reacted on time to that, but the game didn't. The game forcefully chose the Yi over my input, and it's been that way for a long time in League of Legends.
Your turret has been
Like
destroyed.
for instance, when you try to Caitlyn net versus an ability, and that ability just like commands its way forward.
Unstoppable.
I have. Did I press it there? Oh, I pressed it, but I didn't. I gotta refresh this. Okay. That one was cool. After this match, if you want to hang out, I'm gonna go through the clips. It's only 2 right now, but that last one was so fascinating from an energetic standpoint.
Has been slain.
There's no host in League of Legends servers, or the host is so. I can't quite. That's such a strange phrasing. It's not accurate because there has to be something, but it seemed like it didn't want to. It's a light server. Like I don't know if that makes it a female at the end of the day or just you know, a light energy male. But the point is that there's a lot of energy all around it. But the point that I was making is that it did. The server didn't. There's no. It showed how I was able to not react to something. I was dead. Same. Like for right there, I want to be able to essentially be able to take the Q because I pressed Q twice, I shot it, it went out, and then there's no response there. I think that's interesting. I don't think a lot of people would are gonna sympathize with what I'm saying until it starts to click, and then I don't know what that means for League of Legends. It could mean a bunch of different things because it's just it's information, and what people decide to do with it is their own. Oh, what the? I ran into her. I didn't see her. That guy's dead.
An ally has been slain. Triple kill. Aced.
Look at how many inputs I put in there that did not count. That's crazy. I lost that fight because the other player wanted to go forward and the server didn't allow for me to go forward there. And you could continue this transaction because there's still yet to been an opportunity for my impact to be recognized. And this could have serious spiritual implications. The only reason I got that kill, I think, was out of the other player feeling the karmic trade there and recognizing that there's something not right, and so they stuck around. fascinating what it decides to keep and not. That was clear to me that that player was looking at me because my back stopped. That's so crazy. That's so crazy because, like, for the longest time as a Halo player, when I was younger, who I focused on when I was dead, I watched them either fail or succeed, and it didn't feel like it was necessarily my influence. It was like pressure of me observing them. You just like felt it, and they either fumbled or failed, and I watched that kind of go down. And so in the moment I was talking about up here, where my recall was canceled, if there's a way to show that the other player looked at my character and that had an impact on the server to stop recall, then we've really identified the way to win League of Legends has very little to do with the game and much more to do with your energetic commandments. And we're talking what that really means is that the game of League of Legends depth is like much more immense and a lot more bland than we realized. Essentially, League of Legends would then be labeled the cameraman, and your job would be to place, like right now, if I'm walking, my job would be to place focus there so that they can have more energy to focus, to move forward with, because there seems to be this we're all in the dark thing that's going on, and I believe that's where when you think of closed circuits, and you take the infinity symbol, and I think it's the top part of the infinity symbol is where League of Legends is getting their money from, because of the things I've mentioned and observed over time, but have said in this game. This one match has left enough information for someone to seriously know a lot more about League of Legends than they would have ever learned reading in an article, because that article would have had to be verified by somebody else inside the company prior to this information being confirmed publicly, which one, allows them time to change it, and two, all that person would have to do is lie, stall for more time to allow for more manipulation.
Your turret has been destroyed.
It's an endless cycle. That's where the birth of operating on belief comes from. I messed that one
Enemy double kill.
up. It looks dumb, but there's no other direction. I can't walk backwards in that situation. There is no reverse there. As much as it looked like it, as many times as going backwards would have looked like I was doing something, it would have been nothing. It would have been, I dropped the situation's no longer, and there's no way to get the kill. The only option for me there, I probably should have smited. I could have been more, smite would have helped, but not, only if it got me in range to hit the R to then reset the Q. And I obviously could have flashed, but without a summoner spell, which the summoner spell stems from the idea of a friend, like another buddy in life that will help you out. Oh, I put the smite. Yep. It didn't read the smite, but it read the flash. And I think that's because it was reading this person's action over mine. And I wonder why that is.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
I'm gonna upload this. I was debating on just leaving and ending it and making the video there. But for the sake of some enjoyable content for other people that did not show up for this type of video, see if we can win it. I got the information I needed, and if you've watched the video up to this point, you now have the information that you needed. The rest is just visual entertainment. I'm not going for that. I should have. We would have won it if I did. At least that one kill. E and then ult, somebody else would have been more damage as a whole, as a sum, but the main topic that this has been discussed throughout this whole video would not allow me to ER quick enough, so I did not have another option except for to choose a different target to kick. If you want to look at that last clip. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and this is everything you'll ever need to know about League of Legends in 2024. The rest can be found through your own studies as they change the game over and over.